Suckas, and welcome back to Everything Courtney. So I thought of another funny story time. I don't think I ever told this story before, so I'm gonna tell y'all a crazy horror story time about my first set of college roommates. Now, a lot of people have college roommate horror stories, and y'all, it is such a gamble moving in with people. Now, I never was the one to want to move in with my friends in college, which I'm really glad I didn't. I live very close to my friends. We were all like a building away from each other, like right there. But I never wanted to live with them because I didn't want anything to possibly ruin our friendship by living together. So I had random roommates. Now, getting random roommates can be just as crazy because you don't know who you're moving in with. I mean, just because they qualified to live there does not mean they're qualified to live there. You feel me? Like, they could be a little crazy. And let me tell y'all something. This roommate had to have been sent by God to be a test for me, and I'm not gonna lie. I failed the test. Okay, so boom, bam, check me out. This is what happened. So when we first moved in together, everything was cool. It was a 4-bedroom, 4-bath apartment. We all had our own individual leases, our own individual spaces. We just shared the common areas, the balcony, in the like kitchen or whatever, in the laundry room. I remember looking at her in the parking lot like, forgive me, Lord, that is judgmental, but I did say to myself, I hope she's not your roommate. And I meant it. And it's something about her was just like, I really hope she's not my roommate. And not to be judgmental for real, but something that I just knew it was ghetto somewhere, right? And see, I had a lot of audacity to think like this, knowing that I'm a little ratchet. But, and then she walked in her house and I was like, Mom, that was my roommate. But anyway, so we all had a house meeting. Everything was going cool, laying down our rules and boundaries. Now, me and her were the 2 new girls. The other 2 girls had been there for a while, so they were established. Everything was going good for the most part. We'll be chilling. We were all on different schedules and different programs in college, so, you know, that's what it was. Now, everything was good up until the point she thought it was a good idea to move her boyfriend in without having a house discussion. She did not forewarn us. Now, okay, let me just say she didn't forewarn me. Maybe she talked to the other 2 girls, but Courtney didn't know. And from what I observed when he moved in and the looks on their faces and the conversations we had, they had no idea either. I'm home one day just chilling, and I think I was headed out, and then there's a guy pulling in storage boxes, and I'm like, she not moving out because they bring him in. Hey, excuse me, sir. What you doing? Sir, excuse me. Tap me in. Me. What you doing? I'm gonna just call her Rebecca. That wasn't her name for sure. But he was like, oh, hey, I'm Rebecca's boyfriend. Okay, Rebecca's boyfriend. Why are you bringing stuff in the apartment? Now, her new name for me was Boo. Whatever. And she was like, oh, hey, Boo. Yeah, this is my boyfriend. You're gonna be staying with me for a little bit. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Boo. You didn't whoop the whoop tell me this. So we all looking like, huh? You knew? I didn't know either. Girl, she told you? No? Okay. So we all on the same page and not knowing what's going on. Cool. Not cool. You know, I tried to be okay with it as long as I could. It would be so many complaints. They would leave a mess in the kitchen. They did not like clean up behind themselves. It was at one point he wasn't working, so he was home all the time. Now, when I say home all the time, to the point her TV being ran all day, I hear him taking showers, and then I hear him in the kitchen cooking every morning, want to make some freaking pancakes, and then want to leave a mess. Now, they were using one of the girls' stuff, so she used to get so frustrated because whenever she would want to go in the kitchen and cook something, she couldn't. She had already said that anybody's welcome to using her stuff, just please clean up behind yourselves. So it's available for me when I need it. They did not keep the energy. They would leave dirty dishes. The stove would be a mess. I don't like a mess, especially not my kitchen. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to in y'all room because that's what y'all paying for in there by yourself, whatever. I can't control that. But out here, clean up after yourself. Like, it's frustrating. I do not want to have to clean up behind you and a grown man. Like, come on, boo. And he home. He ain't doing nothing. Making me very upset. So it got to Courtney's ticking point. Now, it was super hot. This is when they started pushing it. I should have known from this moment that stuff was about to blow up. They thought that it was a good idea to keep the air off or high on like 77 and then buy a box fan. Now, we lived in Florida. Hot and humid. Hot and humid. So when I come home, I expect the 73, 74 to slap me in the face. I was getting hit with the same kind of heat. I didn't know if I was still outside or not. I come in my house, like, am I inside or am I outside? Like, what am I doing here? Why is it hot in here? So it became an issue. It became an issue because it was him. You know, it's one thing if me and her, if the girls who actually were on the lead side of the discussion, but the fact that he thought he had some contribution to what going in the house is what really did it for me. You, sir, it was just like, shh, you're doing too much of this when you need to be doing this because you don't live here. You don't pay my bills. You need to go. Now, this is before I was saved, y'all, so I definitely had some ways of expressing myself that God wouldn't have been okay with. I might have said some things some words that was definitely not in the Bible, but that's just where I was at that point in time. Thank you, Lord, for deliverance. I can't remember what initially started us bumping heads. I'm sure it had something to do with him, but it was to the point where it was getting petty. Like, you know, they would invite friends over and they didn't run it by me, so I felt like they were having a party. And so I would call security. Hello, yes, I think apartment 732 is having a party. Yeah, it seems really loud. I'm trying to study and I can't focus. Thank you so much. Y'all, yes, I sure did call security on my own apartment, and I'm in my room. Let me tell you how petty I was. Just on my bed like this, waiting. I heard that. Here go me, going to my room to listen. I hear her open the door. Hey, yes, we having some complaints about a party going on here. Oh no, it's not a party. Tomorrow, when we getting some noise complaints, so you guys are gonna have to shut it down. Like, whoever doesn't leave here needs to leave. Me in the room like, next time tell me about it. God, people in my house, I don't even know. I don't trust them. I don't even trust you. So yeah, you know, then things start getting real petty because I can hear them making, you know, little smart remarks. I know she called him and da-da-da-da. He don't know nothing. You didn't know nothing, you assumed. You were correct, but you didn't know. Things would get petty. They'll come home trying to be all loud. If I walk out, then they get quiet. Like, still, you gotta say, baby, you don't make me uncomfortable. And see, I never was the type to be like, oh, I gotta stay in my room because it's beef. I walk right out there. I mean, what you gonna do? Either say something or not. Knuck if you buck, sis. Knuck if you buck. So this one particular day, I had just had enough, right? And I come home, it's a mess. The kitchen is a mess. Spaghetti sauce all on the floor. Our utility bill was split in fours. We all had to pay it. Now, generally, our bill was roughly $40, $50, but then I started noticing a spike. I started noticing my utility bill going up, because I started noticing him being home more and more and more. I hear the water running, I hear the TV going, I hear just long showers, multiple showers. Boy, you ain't did nothing all day. Maybe if you turn the air on, you might not need to take so many showers a day. I don't know, maybe, just maybe. I had enough. And that was the last bill I was gonna pay that he wasn't contributing to. So I knocked on the door. And I was like, hey, Rebecca's boyfriend, whatever his name was. I was like, so the kitchen, just so you know. And the thing was, I was real nice about it. I was trying to be like humble. I was like, hey, yeah, you know, so like if you ever need to clean the kitchen floor, like I know it's like stuff on the floor, there's a mop out on the balcony. Feel free to use it. Everybody can use it because we all gotta contribute. It's some mess on there. Basically, from the food y'all ate, somebody need to clean it up because I'm not doing it again. Also, I noticed that there's a spike in the electricity bill. Now, I understand that you may be helping contribute to her bill, but you're not only contributing to her bill. If you're gonna be living here, you need to be splitting that little money you're giving her 4 ways, because you helping pay her portion, but who gonna help me pay mine? Because you ain't living in my room, but yet I'm paying for you to stay here. No, sir. That was that. So I went to my room and I already knew it was gonna be something. So I literally just sat on my bed and waited for her to get home. I sat on my bed. I heard her come home. I did just like this on the edge of my bed. I heard her go in the room. I heard some brief talking. I heard a deep sigh. I heard her approach my door. And I heard a knock. Yes? Who is it? Hey, boo, it's Rebecca. Can we talk? Sure, come in. She comes in. Now, this was her first mistake, right? Her first mistake was knowing she had a bad day. She came in my room on some, look, I already had a rough day. You should have just went back in the room and talked to me when you had a better attitude, because you think you're gonna get some correction when you already upset. Honey, do not deflect your exhaustion and your irritation with your man in there who not working on me because you at the job slaving to make sure these bills pay. Do not do that to me. look, I said what I said. Acting like you don't know what I'm talking about is not gonna help the situation. You know the house be dirty. You know that kitchen could be clean. Y'all, you know he contributed to these bills. And I'm sorry that you feel like he don't need to pay anybody else's bills. He could pay or get out. I mean, it's one or the other. It's gone on long enough. The other two roommates were very shy. They had already complained their grievances to me, but they wasn't the type who would say something. Me, I was the type to say something. So I was trying to make it be calm, but she started getting loud. Now don't your tone with me. I start seeing my blinders kind of start going black. So I was like, look, now if you want to get like that, we could go out in the living room, a place we both pay rent for, but you're not gonna get no straightening in my room. And that's what I said. And so she said, okay, we go out here. Bet, get out my room, close the door. She still want to run it. So now I gotta go out there. I go out in the living room, now we arguing. Now see, what really made it bad was one of our roommates was very quiet and just reserved, very sweet girl. Her family had came to visit. So now we in the living room arguing while her family's in the room listening. They're probably like, what in the ghetto is, girl, where do you live? I was trying to be respectful, but she clearly wasn't on that respect level because like I said, she was already having a bad day. She want to start getting rowdy and loud thinking somebody's scared of her because she's a little bit bigger than me. Girl, I'm not scared of you. Look, if I'm gonna take this L, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna catch you again. But you just better be ready to get hit with whatever I get my hands on. I'm not fighting fair. I don't know what people think fighting is, but if I can touch it, you get hit with it. I had already had a plan about what she was gonna get hit with. Now she kept running her mouth, that's what was gonna happen. And so I'm just sitting here listening. My vision started going black. Things is getting loud and ignorant. We going back and forth in each other's face. To a point it didn't have to be. All you had to simply say was, yeah, we need to clean up. You just didn't like that somebody called you on your mess. I was just the one to do that for you. I tried to be respectful. You know, and you can argue that I should have came to her with it, but we've already had house discussions about keeping stuff clean. If he's living here, then guess what? He's a part of this house who needs to have this discussion. If he's a part of the problem, he's the one who needs to be addressed. I don't care. You in my apartment, okay? My name on this lease. Not. So if I feel uncomfortable about something, I just brought it up. I mean, you can feel how you want to about it, but that's just what it was, okay? You shouldn't have been here in the first place. I wouldn't have had this to address if you was in your own place. Anyways, so it got ugly. I mean, it got real bad. Then he come out of nowhere talking about some, oh, don't worry, I got somebody for you. I got somebody for you. Okay. You think I'm supposed to like back down, boy? All my friends live in this complex. What's up? What's good? We trying to go there. What's good? Now, that was whatever. The real problem was he uttered the words, and don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Did you just threaten me? What? Did you just threaten to shoot me? Did I just hear that correctly? Y'all, no lie. When he said that, I blacked completely. I mean, I was already like tunnel vision her, but when I heard him say that, everything just went like, boy, who was you talking to? I got my keys so fast. I said, that's it. I jumped in my car because I blacked. I'm trying to remember where I went first. If I'm not mistaken, I drove to the front office, flying down my complex to the front office. Now, apparently, I must have looked real crazy because this one dude who everybody knew in the front office, when I opened the door, he was like, what's up? Hey. Now, this much I do remember. He was like, what's up? And I was like, he threatened me and blah, 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 blah. I'm like going off in the front office. He's like, call the police. Just call the police. And I'm like, bet. So I got my phone. I'm getting ready to call the police. Called the police. As I'm walking back to my car, now I see a car coming down the road because they didn't have tents. I could clearly see multiple people in the car and them being female. Now, I looked, I'm like, I know that's not your friends. Because what made me think that was the closer they got, the back door came open while they were still driving. I said, oh, you think you're gonna jump out and jump me? All right, we finna go. Let's go. So I go to my car. I got to that front seat. Unbeknownst to them, I had a metal rod in my car by my driver's seat in case I had to somebody. And that was gonna be their lucky day. It was like, jump out. Today's the day I promise I'm gonna just start swinging. And God knows, to be honest with y'all, I can't say that I wouldn't have put that car in reverse. It was just self-defense at that point. Y'all not gonna be acting a fool on me and it's just me by myself. When I got to my car, I'm sitting there like this with it. They closed the door and they kept going. Bet. I backed up, went to my friend's house. Boom, 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 boom. I'm banging on the door. When my friend was like, who is it? Apparently my voice was so deep, they thought it was a guy at first. And then when she seen it was me, she thought I was like playing, like making my voice deep, like trying to act like I was somebody else. like a joke or something. And when she opened the door, she was like, my eyes were bloodshot red. She was like, you just didn't even look like yourself. Your voice is super deep. I could tell you was pissed off. I came in the house, I was like throwing my shoes around and I was telling them like what the freak going on. Now, I had this one friend in college. Sis was about that life. She already didn't like my roommate, so she was looking for a reason. Truth be told, she was just trying to warn her that her boyfriend was flirting with all the girls in the gym, but she didn't like it. And I think that's really what started all the beef, because my friends were trying to put her up on game about her man, and she was the type of female who didn't want to know it. Ladies, stop being that way. If somebody got tea about your man and they come at you just woman to woman, don't get mad at her because your man... Now what's coming back to me? The moment I said what I said, all she had to hear was roommate threaten me. She so calmly put her shoes on and just walked right out the door. It was like, I'm not gonna say her name, I'm gonna call her Kelly. Now my other friend was like, Kelly, no, Kelly, no. The whole time I'm like, let's go, Kelly, because she didn't try me. And so by the time we got outside, she was halfway to my apartment. Now, what really turned the situation up was when I called my daddy. I called my father. Daddy, this man said boop, 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 and whoop, 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 and da, 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 da. My daddy said, oh, don't worry, I'm on my way. And I said, yeah. Wait. Now, I know my daddy, and I just know if you'd have came up there, he was going to jail. And then I was gonna go too, because knuck if you buck with my father, knuck if you buck with me. You get crazy with him, I'm gonna get crazy with you. So I was like, no, daddy, please don't come, daddy, no. He was like, Courtney, what? No, I'm coming. I was like, daddy, please don't come, please don't come. He was like, Courtney, I'm already on the interstate, I'm merging on the freeway right now. You sure? I'm coming, Courtney. And I'm like, daddy, please don't, I don't want you to go to jail. He was like, girl, oh, I want to come so bad, you sure? And I'm like, daddy, I'm literally screaming, daddy, please, it's okay, the police on the way. I begged and begged my father not to come, because I honestly did not want him to get in trouble, because I know his mind space. Like, don't play with me, I'm a daddy's girl. A grown man trying to get rowdy, me and the girl arguing. I can only imagine how he imagined it. Talk him down, police come, whoop, whoop, whoop. They say that, oh, because he's been there more than 30 days, he's technically a resident, so they can't force him to leave, but the community could, because he's breaking lease rules. So I believe she got like either a fine or a warning. The end result ended up being that they stayed in that apartment and I ended up doing an emergency move. Now, initially I'm like, why I gotta leave? Like, they don't want breaking rules, but they upgraded me to a 3-3. Nicer, bigger, more spacious. I feel like I got moved to the suburbs of the apartment complex, you feel me? I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. They had to clean out the room that I was gonna move into, so I think I ended up staying with my friends for like a week maybe, or a few days. Ended up moving into my 3-3, and we couldn't be in the same area. So whenever I was there to get my stuff, they couldn't be in the house. Y'all, it was so much. And then what's even crazier is he ended up coming to me and apologizing, and we became like cool, not like friends, but like, okay, I don't want to hit you every time I see you, I forgave you, we cool. But her, she carried the same energy on. I'm like, girl, I'm not the type to hold stuff. We could get loud, rowdy, even fight, but I'm not gonna carry that energy with you. She was ready to be staying every time she see me, and he would be like, oh hey, I'm like, oh what's up? Her, girl, go on with them baby doll shoes and that bonnet. Like, girl. Okay, Lord, that wasn't necessary, but that's just, but you know, thank God I'm not who I used to be. It got ugly and it sucked. That was my first roommate experience. And to be honest with y'all, the emergency move ended up a little crazy too at times, but it got better, I'm not gonna lie. But maybe I'll tell y'all that story one day too. But yeah, so that's what ended up happening, y'all. Thank the Lord that it got resolved somewhat. You live and learn, you live and learn. So, you know, I know a lot of people are going to college right now, some people moving out. Be careful, have patience, be clear on rules and regulations up front about the house, your expectations, your limits, what you're not gonna deal with. And if they start breaking it, snitch. Don't be trying to be nice, snitch. Go right to the front office. Excuse me, on my roommate match, I said no smoking. On my roommate match, I said no boyfriends. On my roommate match, you know, be specific. That's all I can say, y'all. Thank God for growth, change, and better roommates. Thank you, Lord. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the story time. I have more videos out this week and more story times to come. I love y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Best of luck to everybody who's rooming with people, whether it's your friends or not. Be smart, be watchful, and don't forget, Black Lives Matter. Love you. Bye. See you in a second, suckers.